Good morning, Year 4, and welcome to Wednesday's maths lesson. Now, I'm back in the classroom, and if I'm just having to watch the sun on there. So, yesterday, you did some work on 2D shapes and learnt some of their properties, and we're going to use that today to help you describe 3D shapes. All right, so first things first, we're going to do our date and Walt, and then a 5 a day. I'll put those up on the screen, and then you can do those. So slideshow, no, share. Oh, share screen, there we go. Right, so we are going to go from the beginning. Right, so you might want to pause the video now just to do the date and Walt. You can do that. And then I'm going to move it on because hopefully you did pause it. Now we have got our 5 a days here. So circles, you can try the other one if you want to, but this is the one that I would like you to do. If you want to try this one, if this one's too easy, you can do this one. So the first 2 questions are an add, so I expect to see you doing some written methods there. And again, for the subtraction. Factor pairs, remember back to those lessons. So factor pair of 18 and a factor pair of 36. If you've got time or you're feeling adventurous, you could write all the factor pairs. Then working out those Roman numerals for me. And then the last one, the key word is share. So that's a division. So you've been doing division last week. So if you could use a written method for that as well. Pause it now, and then I'll just give you a chance to pause. And then when you come back, you'll see the answers on the screen. Right, there you go, my lovelies. So up on the screen there are your answers. Notice for the factor pairs questions, I have put all the answers there. So as long as you've got one of those pairs, then you've got the answer right. And it doesn't matter if you've got it the other way around. So for example, 1 and 18, if you've put 18 and 1, or you've put 9 and 2, or 6 and 3, that's absolutely fine. You should be, I'll let you get away if you've put 6 times 3, okay, but we're trying to say that the 2 numbers, they're a pair of numbers. Right, so today, like I said, we're going to be describing 2D shapes using specific vocabulary. So your vocabulary today are vertices, edges, and faces. Now, you can see here, I'm going to actually stop sharing this for a moment, and I'm going to show you a 3D shape. So you can see here, what's this shape? That's right, it's a cube. Now, I'm going to introduce the vocabulary by actually showing you a cube. So this is a face, all right? And this is the reason we've done our 2D shapes first. So a face is a 2D shape on a 3D object. So you can see that my cube is made up of square faces. All right, and I'm going to tilt this slightly because you can't see this in the PowerPoint. So this now is an edge. Now you can see with an edge, it's where this face and this face are joined together. So that is an edge. All right. And then again, the last word we had was vertices, or the singular being a vertex. It's the point where the edges meet. So 1, 2, 3 edges there meet at this vertex. All right. So you can see that my cube has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 vertices, and this is a vertex. All right, so you can see my 3D object, and I'm going to turn it around a bit. Now this is a cube. Okay, you'll remember looking at this before. So a cube, and you can see it has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. All right, it has got 8 vertex, like I said, 8 vertices. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 edges. Now I will use the PowerPoint to talk you through the properties, but I just want to show you the shapes first. So we've got a cube. This is what a cube looks like if you turn it around. Then we've got a cuboid or a rectangular prism. Okay, so you can see how it's got a cuboid has got here, it's got 2 square faces and the rest are rectangular. Now that's really important how it changes the word. We don't say it has got rectangle faces, we say it's got rectangular faces. Sometimes the end ones here, they could be as well, they could be a rectangle. So that's a cuboid. Moving on, we've got this one is a square-based pyramid. So you can see that one of the faces is square, the rest are triangular. So we talk about triangular faces on our square-based pyramids, triangular and square. All right. Then I have also got, I wanted to see if I've got, there's a triangle, it's a bit small, this one, but I haven't got a large one. This one's a triangular based pyramid, so you can see that all the faces on there, although it's quite small, they're all triangular. And we have, I don't want to do that one yet. So we've got a triangular prism. Okay, so you can see that the ends are triangles, and again it's got those rectangular faces. So it's got triangular and rectangular faces on a triangular prism. We can have other prisms like this one, which is a hexagonal prism. They've all got, have you noticed, they've got rectangular faces and then they get their name from the shape of the face at the end. So this is a hexagon, so it's hexagonal. So it's got 2 hexagonal faces. So it's a hexagonal prism. You can also have, and I haven't got one. You can have octagonal prisms, pentagonal prisms. They're the same, they've just changed the end of the face. The end face is changed to like the word in the name. So pentagonal, it would be a pentagon. Octagonal would be an octagon. What else have we got in here? Raided my shape drawer. We'll go for a, now, these ones that I've got here. So we've got this one. It's got a dent in it. This one, and this one. So we've got a cylinder, a sphere, and a cone. Now these 3 shapes have got something in common. They've got this surface here. Notice I'm now calling it a surface and this surface. Okay, that's because it's not a face. It's not made up of a face like this one. It is a curved surface. So a cone has got a curved surface. A sphere has got a curved surface. And a cylinder has got a curved surface. All right. So that's some different language there when you're talking about those. All right. I'm going to share my screen now. So you can see, if we go from this side, from this slide, that we were talking about those faces, the edges, and the vertices. All right, a vertex. Now, I've just talked you through this, but I mean, you could try and talk, you can pause it and try and talk it through to a teddy or an adult or a pet, anyone that's around or anything that's around. Just pause the screen whilst you do it. Did you find that one hard to describe, or was it a bit easier now that I've already shown you the cylinder on here and I talked to you about this curved surface? All right, so we talked about that. So you should already know these shapes because you've seen them before. So I just want to give you the properties. Now you might want to make some notes on this so that you can do the work at the end. All right, so This is a cube. I'm not going to read it out because you can read those numbers 6, 12 and 8, faces, edges, vertices. But it is important to remember that with a cube, all the edges are the same lengths. And this is what it would look like if you pulled it apart. If you opened that shape up, it would look like that, okay? And that is your cube. Then again, you've got a cuboid. It's got 6 faces. So it's got the same properties as a cube. It's just the edges are not all the same length. All right, so a cube they are, a cuboid they're not. We might refer to it as a rectangular prism. Okay, and it's exactly the same. All right, but this end could be a square or a rectangle. And that's what it would look like. If it looked like the grey one, these here, these faces here, they would be rectangles. Now we have our sphere. All it has is that it's perfectly round. We talked about that, didn't we? Well, the curved surface. But it has no edges and it has no vertices either. And it just has that one curved surface. So a triangular prism, 5 faces, 3 of which are rectangular, 2 are triangular, and then, let's go back. You can see with my triangular prism, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vertices, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 edges. Oh, going backwards again. And that's what it would look like if you unfolded the shape. Now, moving on, we've got a square-based pyramid like this one here. And that's got a square base, so a square face, 4 triangular faces that make a sharp point at the top, and 5 faces in total. It also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vertex, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 edges. And that's what it looks like if you open it up. Now, tetrahedron, or a triangular based pyramid, it was that little one, wasn't it? So it has 4 flat triangular faces, it has 4 vertices, and it has 6 edges. And this is what it would look like if you unfolded it. Now our cylinder, remember, what's the special word that we used? That's right, it's a curved surface, but it's also got those 2 flat ones that are circular. All right, no vertices on our cylinder. And that's what it would look like. It looks like a division sign if you wanted to make a net and make your own. Now, here's our pentagonal prism. You can see one on the screen because I didn't have a shape to show you. So it's just guiding you through. There are 7 faces, okay, 1 for each side of the pentagon, and then the 2 end faces. So 2 of those are pentagonal, the rest are rectangular, 15 edges, and 10 vertices. And that's what it would look like if you unfolded it. Okay, and then again, a hexagonal prism. Can you guess how many faces it would have? That's right, you've got 6 rectangular ones and 2 hexagonal ones. So it has 8 in total. Well done. 18 edges and 12 vertices. And then again, just to show you, there's an octagonal prism there. So how many faces do you think? That's right, 8 rectangular ones, just like on the end. So these ones here, and then 2, 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom. So 10. Well done if you guessed that right. You can just see the other facts there. I don't want to keep reading them out to you because you're more than capable of reading them. Now this is an octahedron, and I definitely don't have one of these shapes. The octahedron is made up of 8 triangular faces here in that octa sound. So that means 8. So octahedron. And you can see the different other properties of that shape there. This is what it looks like when you unfold it, if you were to take it apart to try and make it. Then we have our cone that I showed you. We have a cone here, don't we? Okay, so one circular flat face and one vertex and one edge and a curved surface. And if you wanted to, this is how you would have, this is the shape that you would have to draw to put together to make a cone. And then a dodecahedron, you can see it has pentagonal faces. And it has 12, 30 edges, 20 vertices. Right, now you have got a worksheet for your group. Now you only need to complete the worksheet that has your group heading above it, but there is an alternative activity today for you. Now, all your maths this week has been on Seesaw and it's going to stay on Seesaw, and that's where you need to return it. So I'm just going to show you the activities that you can do for your work today. Now, the first one, this is the alternative activity. Now, I thought it had opened the other one. Just let me open. Let me stop sharing again. And I'll share again and show you. Now, you've already done the 5 a day with me, so you don't need to worry about that, but it was on there just in case. Now, your worksheets, you can see it says circles. Now, you've got some 3D shapes here, and it gives you the name. You've just got to fill in the properties. And then over on this side, you need to match these words down the bottom to these images up the top. That's circles. Okay, if you're squares or pentagons, you will skip past this one, go on to the squares and pentagons work. You've got the same 3D shape activity here, but a slightly different match the words to the images. And then finally, if you're hexagons, you'll skip circles, skip squares and pentagons, go down to hexagons. You've got the same work here, but again, you've got a different picture. You've got to name what shapes they are, and then a couple of true or false. So give it a tick if it's true. Now, if you wanted to, and you had the resources at home, so I don't know, straws, or you could roll up bits of paper and glue them so that, just stop sharing for a minute. If you wanted to, you could get bits of paper and you could roll them up to make them harder. And you can use them like the straws we use in school. You might have some straws, blue tack, Play-Doh, anything like that to make some 3D shapes. That's the alternative activity, is making them by sticking things together. So I'll show you the sheet. It's this one here. So make the 3D shapes. So use toothpicks, matchsticks, lollipop sticks, straws. I don't know, you might have loads and loads of girls, you might have loads and loads of hair grips, and you can use plasticine, Play-Doh, blue tack, and you have a go and you can see you can make the 3D shapes on here. So you can make them out of the different resources, but only if you have them. You could use paper rolled up to make this part of it, and then I would like you to fill in this detail here and take a photograph of what you've made. You could write this on a piece of paper and just put it next to the shape that you've made. Take a photograph and upload it onto Seesaw. Everyone else, if you can't do that one, and so everyone else, you're going to do this one, you can, this is on Seesaw for you. All right, so you can take a picture, you can print it off, do it on the sheet, take a picture of it, and then upload the picture, or it's in the template area. So if you, if you opened it up, it's there as a template for you to write on. So you can actually write over the top of it on Seesaw, on the template. You could add a text box to type in your answers, which you can drag around the screen. or you can use the pen tool and your mouse, which is, it can be quite tricky once you get, until you get used to it. Or if you're working on a tablet, you could use your finger to write the answers on. So it's up to you how you want to return it, but I would like it returning on Seesaw, and we will feed back to you. So good luck with your maths today. Take care, and I'll see you in your video tomorrow. Bye bye.